Welcome back to the Pop Culture Corner. I'm here with Austin, and we are here today to react to the official. There's going to be a lot of twos here. We're going to be reacting to the official trailer 2 of Venom 2. Lots of 2. All right, so we got the trailer here, and Austin, I know that you enjoyed the teaser, right? So you really enjoyed the teaser.
I was okay with it. The humor was a little off, but I mean, I look forward to it. Yeah, I like Hardy as Venom, and yeah.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't really for me.
The teaser actually.
Humor.
I think Jack liked the teaser more than any of us. I think, I wasn't too impressed with it. My main draw to it is Tom Hardy. Hardy as Venom, and obviously Carnage, and that is, as well as a big part for the sequel. But I mean, I'll be honest. I know the first one made a lot of money and did well. I didn't think it was that good. So it really is dependent. I think that the future of this franchise is dependent on this film and how it's received and how it does. So I hope for the best. That's for sure. I really do. I want a great movie. So
yeah, and I think that's I think a lot of the Sony Spider-Man verse, it is relying heavily on you as a consumer or you as a movie person wanting or expecting Spider-Man to show up eventually. And that's okay with me. It's not okay with me, but that's not a way to build a franchise. You're building a franchise out of Spider-Man villains in which Spider-Man has not showed up. And most of these villains have origin stories that include Spider-Man. So I really am not a fan of the way this Sony Spider-Man verse is built, is foundations are built. It's kind of expecting you to expect Spider-Man's eventually going to show up in one of these movies, in which case right now he's not. And, there's no guarantee that Spider-Man's even going to show. I doubt he shows up in this. I really do. I think someone would already know, or there'd be hints at it. Even if it was just Peter Parker rather than Spider-Man. But, this one, these Venom movies take place in San Francisco, right? So, that's only I know that, that's not even exactly the character's origin. I know there are comic books where he is in San Francisco, but most of them are New York, same place as Spider-Man. And I don't know, it's just, now we're getting Craven, and they've been talking about other projects as well.
Yeah, Spider-Gwen, I think, is coming, or Spider-Woman, I don't know which one, but I think a live action female Spider version is coming.
Right. So, in a world full of cinematic universes, this one's being built out of Spider-Man villains, and it's just kind of like weird. But I was not a fan of the first Venom. Not a huge fan of it. It was fun at parts, but it felt rushed at times, very rushed. And for me, that was like the biggest problem was just like the storyline was just go. And to get to that like final sequence, then it looked like a ball of CGI mess, fighting itself. And I like Tom Hardy. I'm a huge Tom Hardy fan, but this role just didn't click with me, and I'm hoping they can redeem it. But let's take a look at this. Is gonna be the first time I watch it.
Okay.
Let's take a look at this this Venom official trailer 2, Venom 2. All right, let's get into it.
All I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Lady here. We should be out there snacking on bad guys. I am a predator. I need to be free.
You have got to get control of your aggression, or you will get hauled off into Area 51. You live in my body. You live by my rules.
I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me. Please let me fix it so I can play it again.
Oh my God.
I'm a loser.
Eddie Brock, I want to give you my story. People love serial killers. Please, why me? What's mine is yours, and what's yours is mine.
Tell me that's
I
not how he
tasted
gets.
blood before, and that
Yep.
is
Oh,
not
yeah.
it. All I ever wanted in this world.
Yeah.
I'm not a crazy man. Are you a vengeful one?
Is it the Sanctum Sanctorum?
Oh, where you going?
That is a red one.
You need to come out right now. I will let you eat everybody.
Promise.
I promise.
Oh, yeah.
Betty, you feel like home to me. Like family.
Oh, wow.
You could just say, I'm happy for you.
That was going to be us.
I am happy for you.
No.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Students, some serious couples counseling.
All right, the last part made me laugh. I'll take that as a win.
I will say I take that as a win. I do like that. I thought of all the parts, I thought that was kind of funny when he goes away and he goes, "No, that's a red one. I'm not coming. I'm not gonna mess with that." I know that's very. I know it is very. I'm well aware. I know. I feel bad that I like it a little bit. That's what put it. But
I'm
yeah.
confused now, though. What is this? Villain pub? Get the fuck out of here. Sorry. 1 second. I'm gonna have to go back.
Right.
I'll cut this out. I don't want to watch fucking villain pub, whatever that is. Why is my computer acting like this? Okay, there we go. Back to it. But yeah, so I'm very confused because just by biting him does not give him the symbiote, I hope. Because that would not make sense.
I think that
Carnage
is probably
is a separate symbiote.
Right.
And
I don't
has
know.
nothing to do with Venom.
Right. Yeah.
It's already a symbiote that exists separately outside of Venom. So by biting him, that shouldn't be I hope that's not where they're going with this.
I hope not either, but
in the teaser,
but
it set it up differently.
Carnage is a child of Venom.
Well, not in this world, because in this world, the symbiotes were all separate things. Remember in the first one, they were all separate. They were like, there was a gang of symbiotes,
yes.
And then the spaceship land or crashes, or I don't remember exactly how it worked, and they show a glimpse at Carnage, the symbiote, or maybe it wasn't the Carnage that I don't know. All I know is, I hope, because in the teaser he was like about to die, or they were putting him to give him the death sentence, or they were injecting something into him, and then you can see something else was in there, and it seemed like they accidentally gave him the symbiote. Someone must have switched it out, and put the symbiote in. I don't know, but I that's as far as right now. I kind of have a problem with that. But because the way they set this up was different, at least from what I thought.
I'm not sure if that's how they do it, but if so, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Have to see what where it comes from that. But I mean, I think overall, I love the design of Carnage. I actually really like the design, and I love the idea, or not the idea because it's happening, but I love Woody Harrelson playing the character. I think that probably is the best casting you could have asked for in that scenario. You know, you get a little bit of like psycho crazy, and then also he's a great dramatic actor at the same time. That's one moment I did love, like from the first trailers. There's a scene where he goes, "Yeah, I've missed you so much, Eddie." You just get that creepy like serial killer vibe from him.
Yeah.
So that I do think, as far as everything else surrounding Carnage, because I'm not quite sure how his origin starts, if it's the bite or whatever.
Well, I mean, if that's like the true comic book thing, then I mean, it is what it is. But I was under the impression that we were going with
I thought he was his face.
Like
right.
They were
from another planet. Yeah. That's what I thought as well. But look, I mean, I wouldn't put him past them. These guys with comic book movies have been, combining and mixing stuff for everything. So I'm sure maybe they're taking something from another comic or origin or whatever, and kind of mixing it with the already established.
And I think I liked his other hair better.
The curly, crazy. Yeah. He did look a little bit.
Because
I will say he did
in
look
a federal penitentiary. He got like a new makeover for a hairstyle. So it's good to know that Ravencroft, treats his prisoners well and allows them to get new hairstyles when they want it, and that's a very good thing. So treating our prisoners with respect, making them look how they want to look. Very good. Very proud of you. So the Carnage looks good. I definitely hope the CGI improves when the symbiotes are fighting each other, because like I said before, with Riot, it looked very
with that first
messy.
film it was very messy. It was very hard to follow. But look, you got Andy Serkis, the guy who's famously
made
known
a living off of CGI and motion capture. So if anyone can do it correctly, it's Andy.
And it looks at here, I'll be honest, the attention to detail, even on Carnage, and it looks a lot better from anything that I saw in the first one. As far as the fight sequences and even, the design,
and it looks like in this characters. And it looks like in this one, we're going to be introduced to other characters as well. We see the girl that can like blow,
sound. Was it like sound waves?
Has something to do with manipulating sound waves or whatever.
Isn't that Scream or something like that? Or I think.
I'm honestly not super familiar with the Venom stuff.
Me neither. But I know.
Forte.
I know it's I can't forget. I forgot what her.
But Cletus, I like it. I'm beginning to like. I like the psychology, the like what pits them against each other.
Yes,
I think that'd be good. I just it's really going to come down to how the story flows, and the quality of bringing this heavily computerized world, because I mean it takes a lot of CGI to make these movies, especially. You have two characters that are all CGI. They need to be all CGI because there's no other way you can do it. And making that mix with practical in a way that is going to mesh well, because a problem with the Jungle Book is how it's CGI is because you basically needed to create this world from scratch, like Jungle Book, right? And the CGI looks very dated actually in Jungle Book. Jungle Cruise. I'm sorry. Jungle Cruise, which is out right now. A lot of people are giving it, knocking it
decent
for
reviews.
The CGI.
Okay.
So it's just stories like this can be convoluted in how they appear, because if you see something that looks overly fake, it kind of takes you out of the story.
It does. But I think that's why Sony, brought in somebody like Andy Serkis, because like I said, the first one made a lot of money, and it did, for the most part, do well with general audiences. But even general audiences, I heard from, that was a big complaint, was as cool as the end fight sequence was very hard to follow, very hard to see, very hard to. So, Andy Serkis is just like I said, he's the perfect person, I think, to bring in to be watching for that attention to detail, to make sure that things are easy to follow and watchable and not just kind of big, because that's another thing too, is they're like aliens that like mix together and mesh, and so it can get very, very hard to make it watchable, you know.
Yes.
So I think Andy's the best person to bring in to do that for sure.
Yeah. So I'll give the trailer a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
For getting my expectations somewhere. I'm gonna see it, of course. Hopefully early, but so I'm gonna look forward to it. I like comic book movies. It just needs to tell a good story, and it just needs to flow better than if it's better than the last one. I'm gonna be happy to say it is. Because it's not gonna take much to be better than the last one, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It won't take much, but still, you know what I will say after seeing that trailer, I will say this. I'll make this prediction now. Go on record here. Here we go. This movie is not rated R.
Just not.
It's gonna fail.
Okay.
This franchise will fail.
So, okay.
You talk to every single person looking forward to this movie. Every person I've talked to, the one thing they're looking forward to most is Carnage going full Carnage. There's that prison sequence we saw in the trailer. If I don't see heads roll, and this sounds gruesome, it sounds grotesque, I know, I don't care. That's the character. That's what happens. He's a serial killer. And that's what I want to see in the movie with his character. And I think it would be, it was already hard enough, right, with that first Venom, that every time Venom ate somebody, the camera looked away, or it was a silhouette, or it was always like, all right, thanks for reminding me this is a kid's movie. So, and I think here, like you said too, with the themes of this psychological, kind of stuff, this is the movie to do it with. Give me an R-rated version. I think that's what will move this franchise forward. If not, I think fans will be disappointed. I think they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I agree. We've come into the age where I think that audiences, there's enough superhero stuff out there, especially from Marvel, that is for kids. Like,
that's family
kids
friendly.
Can watch it.
There's 22 movies. Yeah. You got.
We don't need to make every single one PG-13 because we want bigger audiences. We can test the limits.
It's the beauty of Joker. It's the beauty of Logan. It's the beauty of Deadpool. And they still made maybe not $1 billion, but $800 million, $900 million. Like,
and if you want to build a cinematic universe that doesn't need to be related back to Marvel, or doesn't need to, constantly be compared to Marvel, then test the limit, toe the line.
Yep. And Venom's the perfect character to do it with.
I agree.
Perfect character.
So, with that being said, this Sony Spider-Man verse, it's definitely hinges on the success of the earlier movies. And this is only the second one, because also as Morbius is out there somewhere, never to be seen.
Right. Yeah. It's just floating in limbo right now, trying to find a release date.
So, we're going to see these two, and these two movies are really going to make or break whether it moves forward, full steam ahead, or trickling by, trickle, like the DCEU did. So, I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm interested to see if Spider-Man ever shows up. If he does, in what capacity that'll be. Are they going to end up merging these universes come No Way Home? Yada, yada, yada. Yes, of course, I'm interested in all that. However, it does turn me off a little bit knowing that, because for general audience members, maybe they don't know Spider-Man is owned by Sony, but in the in the Disney movies, right? In the Disney MCU. And anytime Sony could pull out of that and bring Spider-Man back to Sony exclusively.
But they did do that once before. They did that once before, and fans were not happy.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
I think
things could get messy.
It could, but this is also a perfect opportunity. Let cute, little, safe, family-friendly PG-13 Tom Holland stay with his sweet little MCU universe that will keep him safe. and protected, and bring me Andrew Garfield for Venom.
I was gonna say
Bring me
I could.
Andrew.
You could definitely make something like that work. Where if you brought
Absolutely.
like I think Andrew Garfield would fit in with this franchise very perfectly.
Way more than Tom Holland, because you put Tom Holland.
I'm not saying that.
history.
I'm not saying that.
I'm saying that.
I'm
saying that.
That if you wanted to make it best of both worlds, you could keep Tom Holland in the MCU and then recast another not recast, but bring back Andrew to be the Sony Spider-Man, right? And move forward like that. Or bring in a character like Spider-Gwen or whatever, you know, like an alternate version, like a Spider-Verse version of Spider-Man. I don't know, but I definitely think you should keep these worlds separate somehow. I don't want to see all the Venom stuff merge into the MCU, or the Venom, the Spider-Verse.
Look, I don't want it to see it all like merge and stuff. I would be okay with crossovers, though. I would be okay with seeing, you know, I'm not saying he's there now officially, but seeing Tom Hardy's Venom in an MCU movie, or seeing, you know, and then he goes back to the Sony universe
version, then.
Okay, but see, now there's where it starts to, the line I think can be blurred a bit, is when it gets to these bigger ensemble stuff. It's like how we've talked about, like, I think Marvel needs to make a little corner of the MCU that's R-rated. You have Deadpool, you have Punisher, you have
Ghost
Rider, and these are the characters that interact with each other within that cinematic universe, right? In an R-rated way. And then when they branch out into the Avengers or whatever, they're in a PG-13. But it's more believable, and I think the fans would be more okay with it, because it's like, we already get their R-rated movies, and we see them with other characters that are R-rated, and you know, it's the best of both worlds, I think, in that way.
We shall see what happens, but everything always comes down to one thing: money. So, if the money's right, make it happen.
That's right.
You know, I'm happy. Guys, make sure to like this video, share it on social media, so everyone else can see what we thought of this Venom official trailer number 2, and become a member of our program for as low as $2.99, the Flossin with Austin tier. And then it goes to Jack Attack at $5 and the TY at $10. Choose any one of those, and you'll get tons of different exclusives. Also, you can still donate to the breast cancer charity. We're going to leave it open for the next month as well. So the link is in the description, and please definitely help us out there. Austin, what are you going to rate it at? Because I rated it at 7 out of 10.
I mean, the trailer's out of to intriguing. Yeah, it's like a 7.8 for me. I do want to see it based off the trailer. I think that's a pretty cool trailer for the most part.
All right, you heard it here. 7 out of 10 for me, and a 7.8 for Austin. We do it for you. We do it for the culture.